On guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to do an interview with HotNow. And HotNow, they are an already established business in Asia. They have an app which is a discovery platform for shops and merchants, and so these shops and merchants can also offer discounts and promotions to nearby customers. And now they want to integrate blockchain into their existing business model, and they're going to explain why and how they're going to do it in this video. Also, this video is sponsored, and I'm always honest and I'm always disclosing sponsored content for you guys. And that being said, we can be as negative or as positive as we would like to. So if you like the project, the team, the idea and so on, leave a like. And if you dislike the project or the idea or the team, leave a dislike, and please motivate your choice in the comment section below. That being said, guys, let's get into it and see what HotNow have to say. All right then, guys, can you please tell us about HotNow, your project, and how you will use the blockchain technology?
Okay, so in a nutshell, what we're trying to do with HotNow is to essentially trying to introduce crypto to everyday life of people. If you look at the amount of transaction that's been going on with Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency in general, you would see that the volume up to 70 to 80% has all been trading transaction, right? And there's very little actual usage of crypto compared to the trading activity that's going on. So when there's such a hype, and if you look at the real value of any asset, when there is such activity that's going on, when you see a lot of speculations in the trading market rather than real usage, is suggesting bubble. And if one day that bubble bursts, we want to have something that is still left behind the burst. And in order to create that real value that's going to catch up with the hype that's going on, it's important that we see the real adoption of crypto in real life, in everyday life of people. And that's what we're trying to do with HotNow. HotNow is essentially a marketing automation platform that link up merchants with retail consumer. HotNow is a tool set that allow merchants to create real-time digital coupon and be able to target those coupon and send it out to their potential target customer on a real-time basis. And of course, like, it's also take the proximity of the user into account as well. So HotNow has been launched in Thailand as a first test market during March this year, and it's been in market for right now about 8 months. And what it has accomplished so far is we got about 600,000 user download on the platform, and out of that number, we get approximately, the last month number is 380,000 monthly active user that's using the platform. And we got a lot of merchants joining the platform just because the service that HotNow is providing is a way for them to be able to reach their customer at nearly zero cost. Because what we do at HotNow is we're providing this tool set for the merchant practically for free. There's no entrance fee into the platform, because we're trying to align our interests with these small and medium-sized merchants, and we only pretty much collect the success fee when there is the real user coming on and take an actual purchase action at the shop. And the success fee that we collect is pretty minimal compared to any other platform that's providing such service. Well, just to point out the number, we only collect 5% of the success fee. And HotNow has proven over these 8 months of operating to be a very effective marketing tool for the shop. We have seen the stat that suggests that we get the conversion rate of 2% of the message being sent out to potential client. Out of 100, 2 of them actually come to the shop and make a purchase. So we see this kind of activity, and we realize that retail transaction is something that people do every day, and there's nothing new that you have to introduce to the user. It's a habit that everybody eats, everybody buy clothes, everybody buy coffee, right? So we want to use it as an entrance gateway, right? To introduce blockchain, introduce the usage of crypto to this group of mass population. Because frankly speaking, these people don't care like what blockchain technology technology is they don't care what proof of work, proof of stake, or yada yada yada. They don't care to know, and they don't need to know it. And
so currently you do not have this blockchain solution implemented, as I understand. So how does it work currently? What is the user experience of your service right now?
Well, I'll let my CEO explain the use case.
Yeah, so the use case right now, if you were the users, you can just browse to the deals. The deals will show as relevant to your location. So you can browse around in any categories. Suppose like you want to find restaurants, spas, or fitness around you, and then you can go browse into the promotions or the shop itself. You can go into see the comments and rating on each shop. For a similar example, it's like the Foursquare style, but the thing is like you can just go into the shops and show the coupon in HotNow and redeem it at the shops, and then you get the discount. And this data set will collect to the merchant site, and it will update into the merchant app. So the merchant is able to collect the user data, including the time of redeem at the which branch, and also the demographic of the user as well. Yes, that the example of the real use case that the user can just go to redeem the interesting promotion that nearby.
And so now you said 600,000 users in that service.
Yes.
And also we have the 50,000 merchant listing on the platform right now.
That's very interesting because we incubate the concept of this platform about 2.5 years ago, and we launched the beta perhaps like 12-15 months after the first iteration. And we took in a lot of consumer feedback, merchants' feedbacks, and we reiterate and retest it about 3 times before we actually had an official launch 8 months ago. So upon the launch, we were pretty confident that the concept works. But what we actually saw, to our surprise, the result went beyond what we had expected. And because it has proven to be such a effective marketing tool, we actually got contacted by a lot of top brands, when actually HotNow initially was meant to create for small, medium-sized businesses who doesn't have a lot of budget to try to advertise their content or their goods and services online. But as the platform went out a couple months, we got called from a lot of top brand, top franchise in the country. We could name a few like
the Coffee World, the Baskin Robbins, and the CRG Group, which is the central group in Thailand. They operate the mall and other stuff, the franchise that in the mall of the Bangkok.
And so what is the next step for you then regarding blockchain technology? Why did you think about blockchain technology at all when you already have this success in your app?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as we said, we're trying to address the needs of the retail businesses, especially the small and medium-sized one who doesn't have a lot of advertising budget. And when people are trying to spend their budget to advertise online, the thing that we see or what merchants see right now is the lack of transparency. You can pay to advertise your stuff on Google or on Facebook, and Facebook will spit out the data and tell you that, we have managed to put up your advertising and reach 200,000 target people that you wanted us to reach. But how do you really verify that, right? And the information on the telemetry of the user or the demographic of each individual that Facebook or Google provide to you is very limited, right? With blockchain technology, being introduced into this platform, the merchant can track all this transparency. You know exactly that your advertising is being exposed to the right person, the right target. You can set up your own condition, with all the permission blockchain and smart contract in place. You can verify that your money is being spent exactly how you want it to be spent. And as for consumer, introducing cryptocurrency into this whole platform, then it become a fungible asset that can be transferred, interexchanged across all assets within the platform, within this economy. Because HotNow right now, besides from being marketing platform, the plan that we want to take HotNow forward is to integrate a lot of gaming content into the platform as well. My background is I'm an investor and a serial entrepreneur. HotNow was my third startup. And my first startup was actually a game company from 12 years ago, which right now the company has grown to about 500 developers. Our headquarters is based in Shanghai, and our latest game was actually picked up by Tencent to be published in China the first quarter next year. So if there's anything our team know to do really well, it's gaming. And we plan to leverage all of that expertise, right, and put the gaming aspect onto HotNow. And now with all these things in this one platform, user can use HoToKeN as a fungible means to exchange between retail goods everyday basis, or they can use it to buy virtual item or exchanges. And with the blockchain in place, it can actually represent the true ownership of whatever item or the virtual good that they purchase on the game as well. And with all this data, we want to expand the platform further by introducing micro-lending into the network participants. Because with the lending, with the credit in the banking industry right now, there's also another transparency problem, right? If you have two people walking into the bank, one dressed up really nicely and one dressed up really sloppy and look dirty, whatever, these two people might have exact same income, but the bank looking at you, they'll be the one to judge which one's going to get the loan, which one wouldn't, right? And what is the solid rule? What is the transparency of an open protocol that gonna make all this judgment fair to everybody? So with HotNow and all the transactional activity that's going on the platform that is recorded for each participant, and with the solid set of rule that's open to all, and everybody can know what parameter that we use to judge, the credit score of each person, so that the loan can be giving out fairly and pretty transparently.
Mm-hmm. So from a more practical level, let's say that I use the app, and at that time in the future, you have already implemented your blockchain solution. How will I use it? What is the difference between the use case right now and in the future when the token is released and you have your blockchain architecture in place?
Sure. The HoToKeN is going to be a utility token for HotNow. It's going to act as an access granting key. So for user, the user will be using HoToKeN to unlock their access into special deal and promotion that the merchant provides. And on the merchant side, the merchant can use the token as a tool to incent user to perform certain activities that deem valuable for the merchant themselves. So, for example, the merchant can say that I'm going to open up a new branch at the next town, and whoever that's go and make a purchase at that particular new branch is going to get rewarded with a couple tokens. So merchant can set up all this condition to let the user do all this mission in the platform.
Mm-hmm. And so I as a user then get the token when I do that condition. Mm-hmm. What can I do with the token then? Will I be able to go to an exchange and change it for other tokens, for example, for Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever? Can I use it in your app for something else? What do I do with the token once I have it?
Okay, well, once you have it, obviously that's kind of the one point of why I said we create this token so that it can be a fungible, interchangeable means within the ecosystem. So being fungible, obviously you can do a lot with it, and naturally when you're holding on to a crypto, we obviously plan to list HoToKeN in several major exchange where the user can go trade the token in the crypto exchange, or he or she can use it to continue the usage of acting as an access key to other deal and promotions. He can use it as a currency to buy premium game or in-game goods and item in a virtual good that we provide in all the game that on the platform, as well as if one day, and we hope that the value of the HoToKeN stabilize within the economy, right? The HoToKeN can also be used as an actual currency within this ecosystem to buy the goods and services from the merchants as well.
We'll now cut and talk to Ben, the technical person on the project, and we're going to speak about what platform this will be executed on and built upon. Welcome, Ben. We're going to talk about the technicalities of the HotNow token. So which platform have you chosen in order to implement this solution? Is it Ethereum, Neo? How is it going to work?
So we're actually doing two separate contracts. We're doing a contract for the raise, and that's on top of the Ethereum platform. But since this is going to be a high velocity microtransaction, the hot token itself system, that's not going to work for Ethereum. So we're actually evaluating, we're evaluating several different platforms. I think we'll make the final decision in January, but we need something that can do microtransactions at a high volume and have the expressiveness of Ethereum smart contracts. And that's a tough thing to find. We're considering, like some of the ones we're considering is Hyperledger, one called Quorum, which is actually a fork of Ethereum but doesn't use proof of work, so it can do higher velocity, is another option. But right now, I'm still getting, we're still trying things out to see how it actually works from a development and tool set problem, because tool sets being limited is one of the bigger problems for doing smart contracts on any crypto ledger. Those are really primitive right now.
And so do you think it will be a public or a private blockchain that will most likely be able to solve this scaling issue for your use case?
Will private or public be the best to solve our use case? I couldn't answer, but I know that we will be selecting a public one. Transparency is a core part of our requirements as well. So, whatever it is, it's going to be a public one that we choose.
Yeah. And so what about the security aspect of this technical solution? I mean, ICOs, blockchain projects are a very lucrative target for hackers. So do you have an auditing firm checking your code? How do you make sure that it's secure and that the funds are safe?
Right. So this is the big deal to me, right? I have a security background. I was CTO of a security company. I used to consult to the largest security company, ISS, back in the 2000s. It was eventually acquired by IBM. I built a lot of compliance systems for telecom and trading systems, right? So these are all systems moving a lot of money, right? And right now, if your JavaScript code breaks on your Facebook application, you reload. You get your Solidity code wrong, like the DAO, 3 lines of Solidity code in the wrong order, your whole environment, your whole operation evaporates. So this is, concepts of security policies and security procedures are fundamental to the architecture of the systems that we're doing. Just for example, the contract that we've done for the raise, we've got 108 automated scenarios that get executed against that to try to break it anytime we make a code change. Plus, we also have manual exploratory testing for dedicated testers doing that. Additionally, we've implemented on top of the Open Zeppelin framework, which has got a lot of people, a lot of eyes on it, and it's been audited. So we're doing a lot of best practices stuff in the industry. But I have to tell you, it's quite challenging because Solidity as a language is extremely poor for this kind of thing. There's nothing inherent in the language that's enforcing things, and there's even issues with the EVM, for example. Like one of the better known defects right now is if you give a short address, it'll shift right over by 1, and someone who puts in a malformed address in a fake block could actually receive Ethereum of some random amount as EVM puts it together. So we have special checks from our KYC process. When we import, we make sure that every address fits the correct length and is correct. Like, why does the EVM platform not guarantee the correctness of that? Why does Solidity not check the most primitive data type, and the whole system is your address, and it doesn't check that it's correct? These things keep me up at night as a security guy, right? So this is what I live and breathe, and my staff focuses on.
Right.
That's how we're approaching this, and also offline security is a big deal for the HotNow platform. Once we bring the tokens in, this transference of money, right? It's a huge target because let's say back in the 1800s, you'd have a line of credit that somebody would have a written piece of paper and go across on the Pony Express and you transfer amount of money. But there was a physical limit as to how much value you could transfer at one time. So your exposure was limited too. Now with crypto ledgers, there's no, a single transaction in a couple of microseconds can empty out everything, right? So this is super, super critical. And I think the days of tools, languages like Solidity and stuff are really quickly going to be numbered. And you're going to see what I like to call Dijkstra's revenge. Dijkstra was a computer scientist who was really big on formal systems and provable systems. I want to see languages that have strong type systems that if your code compiles, that means it's equivalent to proving a theorem of the correctness of your code. Languages like Haskell, Agda, stuff like that. I'm kind of a language design guy. This is the kind of things that turn me on. So I've been working on other systems on doing this kind of stuff. And I'm hoping that things that we do to secure the hot tokens going forward will be brought back into the ecosystem and help make contracts stronger and safer for everybody, because this is critical that we get this right. And there ain't no way that we're going to keep doing it on the tools that we have now. There's a lot of money. Interesting.
Well, thank you very much, Ben, for that information. And so how many people are you currently building this blockchain solution?
So the team, I guess it's kind of split into two parts. The blockchain team right now is about 10 people, and the HotNow platform itself, that's still going to have to be added a lot of the ongoing feature. Now we have about 20 devs on it.
And so if people want to contribute to the project, what is the terms of the ICO? Will you have any floor, any ceiling, and when will the ICO start?
We have already gone into the pre-sale. We are selling, we are offering the total of 3 billion token for this ICO. Each token is being priced at 10 cents per token prior to the discount. Early bird during the pre-ICO will get up to 65% discount, and I think right now it still stands. And the soft cap for this is $2 million worth, and our goal is actually trying to raise $50 million. But as the math head would already calculate it, but like 3 billion token is going to be more than $50 million. Our goal is try to raise 50, but if there's anything more on the table, we will take it because we know that we can use it. Because we already have a plan for what we're going to use with those capital that we raise. We realize that in order to build a platform like this, you need critical mass. You need to gain scale quickly, and the larger scale you have, the more effective the platform become. So we have all the plan layout.
All right, yes. Do you have any final words, something you want to tell our audience that we haven't talked about?
Well, I guess in summary, for HotNow and HoToKeN ICO, I think the crypto community need to have something after all this hype is gone, right? Something of a core value that's left. So what's going to drive the real value is the real adoption. And we believe that HotNow and HoToKeN will be a mean to deliver, that real adoption into the mass population seamlessly. And we would like to ask for your support in our ITO to help us actualize this vision.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining the show, and we wish you good luck.